Hi everyone, hi. I just want to make this quickly, the introduction part, because I've already recorded their predictions. So welcome to Synastry Expert. My name is Mita, and do subscribe to stay informed of the new stuff that I release. I do get into deep stuff here. I don't usually hold back, but I also deliver in a way that could be okay and positive for you. But in terms of information, I'm very technical, very data based, so most of the time I am talking from the data point of view. And do book your reading on my website. And of course, pertaining to predictions, I specialize in that. Whatever question you want to know about your life, when it comes to predictions, I give you that. And when it comes to synastry, which I specialize in, is my speciality. All the options are available, whether you are single, married, looking for marriage, wanting to divorce, because I also specialize in the separation part, mediation part. When it comes to mediation and separation and divorce, I also do add a bit of my background from because I'm a lawyer. When it comes to life outside of astrology, so I also add that part. But this is my astrology channel, and I help you because I study the stars literally every day. I make predictions based on where the stars are, what they say. And for more about my work and what I've done and all the predictions that have come true, you can check out my shorts or my post. And the time right now is actually 7:30. That is 7:30 in the morning. And the date, of course, it is the 30th of November 2025. So let's start with the Aries sign. So moving on to Scorpio sign, the Scorpio ascendant. Now you have lots of stuff happening on your ascendant directly affecting you, because you are holding Mars, Sun, Lilith and Venus on your ascendant right now, all transiting there, and also receiving the opposition from Uranus from your 7th house, which is the house of partners, house of business partners, clients, people that are opposite us like everybody else in the public. And with this is bringing some highlight over your life of what you do, and definitely making you feel uncomfortable, because when sun is on you, all the spotlight is on you, and sometimes it could bring up things that could be embarrassing for you, secrets that you would have preferred to be safeguarded and not be exposed. However, because the sun is here, particularly with Lilith, it's just going to reveal many of the things that you have been doing undercover. However, it won't destroy your essence as a person, because you also have Mars protecting you regardless. Now there is Venus here, definitely bringing a whole lot of smoothness over you. However, because of the conflicting natures of Mars and Venus, particularly with the Sun so close by, in the both sides, because it's all receiving like equal signs when it comes to degrees, then you can tell that the diplomacy or the smoothness that Venus is bringing can also be taken as a bit of masculine, whereby it's a hard feminine energy, regardless of you are female or male. Now looking at the 1st, tomorrow until the 2nd, the moon will still be transiting the Pisces sign, which is the sign of the 5th house, your kids' house here, and it's going to be conjunct with Chiron, Neptune, Saturn. So what is expected is for you to either be like occupied, that's the word I'm looking for, occupied with kids, taking care of kids, or thinking about kids. And then if you are younger, then maybe your fans, your followers, people who you chat to, who give you support, your support system right now. And this moon here does bring a lot of positivity for you, definitely. So it is a good one. However, in terms of predictions, I see that from the 2nd until the 3rd of December, here there could be some challenges, like severe challenges, which are being caused, also by that Chiron there, because it is retrograde and it's requiring some tying some loose ends. So there could be that happening. So heavy conditions basically, and exhaustion. So just to take care of that, because the Pisces sign mostly requires us to rest. But as I said, being occupied because of the moon being here is being conjunct with that Saturn is something that you can't escape. Now, what I do see is that you have the Mars on you, definitely highly empowered to literally take every bull by its horns and win right now. And with the Sun as well, finding the exaltation point in terms of houses. Wow, what a strength you have, what a strength you have indeed. Now you can also be able to take any challenge and be able to go deep, like into finding solutions, because Scorpio sign is literally about uncovering every stone, like every little detail. And you have that power now with that Sun giving you the torch also to see and be seen, however, by everyone as well. So the power here is in your physical appearance, in your body. You have the power to succeed between this time, the 2nd and the 3rd of this month. I also do see that you would need some discipline, so because when the Sun, there's authority, there must be order. So, and plus we know with the Mars, that's a soldier part, so the discipline is going to help you through with your plans, and you should be in a position to be able to take any challenge and just win. And what you do need to take care of in terms of challenges is also just wrestling with your mind, because with that trine of the moon, you could have some busyness, as I said, very occupied. So the mind is occupied, so just rest your mind. Now when it comes to the 2nd until the 3rd, because the moon is going to move into your 6th house from the 2nd until the 4th, but from the 2nd until the 3rd you are dead on focusing on resolving your daily life, your duties, your small detail. You are just leading. If it's a workplace, you want to be the leader, but I do see some challenges because it's actually causing some inconjunction there. So I do see some challenges to your leadership. Maybe some people want to challenge you, want to tell you, oh no, I'm not going to do that, why don't you do it? So competitors as well coming out of the woodwork, they just want to compete against you, but you are empowered. There is no dangerous force that can be able to win, you know. I do see that also between the 2nd and the 3rd at this time, because of the Martian energy, you know, making that 6th aspect to the 6th house of conflicts. You know, it becomes challenging as well. So sometimes you could be the one who's challenging others because you feel empowered, and you are empowered, and you know you are in a position to win. So sometimes you can be the one challenging others. So just make sure of you know, that you don't push your hand too much, because you have the hand right now. And when that moon gets into that 6th house facing your 12th house, I do see some intuition being opened here, whereby you can be able to receive some signals from people, like analyze a lot. You are now analyzing, but when you analyze as well, you can pick up on people's actions, intentions, and that could, you know, push you into action, push you into a response mode, push you into wanting to challenge, to battle it out. So yeah, just make sure of those type of situations. Now, of course, with Venus on ascendant, there could be some intimacy happening, or intimacy coming to you, relating to you, because as we know, Venus is all about intimacy, but high possibility, of course, as well, of not forbidden, but you know, some explorations when it comes to intimacy, particularly with that Uranus in your 7th house. So you could be having some intentions or boldness to explore and experiment right now. And of course, if you are married, this is when you think about, you know, doing more with your spouse, you know, pleasing your spouse, because your spouse is literally on you, and making sure that there's action happening. Maybe you go out, you do some activities together, physical activities together, you just be busy. Now, when it comes to the third until the fourth, because until the 4th, the moon would still be in the 6th house, and then it starts to move on from the 4th until the 6th into your 7th house. So what I do see is that between the 3rd and the 4th, right now, you may require you know, some action from your spouse, because you are in an action mood. However, they may be feeling lazy right now. They may be feeling that you should tender to them, you should do things for them, and other people as well. They could be expecting a whole lot of delivery from you right now, and the thing is that you are in the position to deliver all of that. So just to be mindful that, you know, your spouse's actions don't like your spouse's emotions and erratic behavior, sometimes possibly it doesn't, that you don't react in a way that can take out your anger into a physical reaction, because with both Mars and Sun on your ascendant, you are empowered to act like a ticking bomb, whereby, you know, some people, particularly females, can be very agitating to you, and you could react in a way that, you know, can be harmful for both yourself and that person. Because you are empowered, you literally have the physical power to react, and in your reaction, particularly if it's under anger, this is whereby it could turn out into a bad situation. So just be mindful of that, because you are empowered also to be able to, you know, take life if you were if you had to defend yourself or something like that. So just make sure that some erratic behaviors of other people, they don't steer that fire out of you that, you know, could burn everything down. And particularly, as I said, female figures could have a tendency to do that to you right now. So don't allow it to happen. Just remain in your serious demeanor, in your deep inside demeanor, with your strong conscience, you know, over you. And, you know, just have the Mercury, you know, keep working in the back of your head, because it's going to require you to think logically, to plan, to be, you know, critical of things. And that too, you know, is also something that could be annoying to you, but at the same time it is good for you. So I do see that, you know, there is some decisions that could be planned, maybe either behind your back by some other people, or decisions that need to be talked about when it comes to your relationship. But it could also be at the planning stage right now, whereby it's not out in the open, but if it's in the open, then it's still kept secret from the whole public. Maybe it's just between you and your partner, or you and a third party, whereby you're having these discussions regarding to your relationship. So I do see that, particularly around the 2nd and the 4th. So that could be that part that could be on these days. Now, when it comes to the 3rd and the 4th, because of that movement, you know, of that moon going to your 7th house, bringing all of that agitation, you can also be a bit annoyed, but also a bit like sad, like, you know, when you see somebody doing something you don't like, and you're just like, oh my gosh, you're just making me upset. So that could be that as well. So yeah, just be mindful of your temperament at this time, right? I do see there is some seriousness when it comes to literally all the decisions that must be taken now. So imagine like the Sun, the King, being on an exaltation point. This is where the critical decisions must be made. The critical decisions will be made, and have to, you know, to also to be able to meet all situations, like from crisis to normal. That is showing here. So also for the 3rd and the 4th, now here, you know, again with that moon still there in your 7th house here, maybe your spouse could need some healing here, and some sort of healing. So maybe they would fall sick, or upsetting something, you know, in them, and then there's some healing that needs to be done. It could also be emotional healing because of that moon being there. So there's some sort of a care that needs to be given to your female partners. So it could be either your intimate partner, or maybe people in your family or people in your circle that are females. So there's that as well. Now, when it comes to the 4th until the 5th, I do see now the moon will still be continuing to be in your 7th house, but I do see some changes when it comes to how you deal with things now. So there could be some like more of that authoritative voice coming in, making you to be calm, making you to want to sort things out as soon as possible and as amicably as possible. So the Venus will also be active right now, being activated right now. And maybe you also reflecting at this point on what's happened, on what is happening. You're taking care, you're making sure you're safe, everybody's safe right now. Some of you at this time may maybe bump your elbow. Maybe you're passing, you know, your door, your wall, and you like bump in your elbow, or maybe on the wall. So a joint, or you just like your joint of the arm, something goes squeaky. So there's that inflexibility that could be experienced by some when it comes to the physical body, like in relation to that. I do see that that emotional response from partners or other people could also be requiring some dependency, because remember, when we talk about Scorpio, we are talking about the dependence and codependency sign, and with the moon there could be a need of each other. So one partner, either you need your partner more, or your partner needs you, or you need other people to help you. So I do see that need of partnership, but then it's coming out of dependency, whereby one doesn't see a solution without the other here. So even our relationships that are formed right now at this days during the 4th and the 5th, they based on what you can do for me and what I can do for you. So that is the high tendency or objective around these days. So the 4th and the 5th is what, even if you're meeting somebody new, just make sure that they're not here because of what you can give them and what they can benefit from you today, because these are the people that are introduced to you on this day, the 4th and the 5th. Now again, when it comes to the 4th and the 5th, as I said, there's these people that are coming around your vicinity. So definitely manipulation. But when you talk about manipulation, we are talking about cold manipulation here, because remember, there's the Mercury in your 12th house. What is called manipulation? This is where people are very calculative. And it could also be you, because, when you talk about Scorpio, very calculative people, they don't do things out of fun. Everything is calculated. So it's either you or other people. They are also in the form of being very calculative right now. Cold manipulation is when you do something because you see you're gonna benefit 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, which most of the time is how the world is anyway nowadays, because people don't want to waste their time. They want to invest themselves in relationships whereby they can receive something, or they can see that there's movement and betterment of their lives as well. So however, it could also look, or people could say, that is a bit ruthless of you on these days, the 4th and the 5th, or you find the people a bit ruthless, but because of that Mars and Sun, is highly likely you that is going to be seen this way. So there's that as well. Now you just avoid conflicts, obviously, on the 4th and the 5th, because as I said, you are in a high position of literally bossing up everyone. You could boss around everyone because of that Mars and Sun. So do take care of your power that is bestowed upon you and use it wisely. So because you're going to be strategizing quite a lot with the Mercury in your subconscious, making you plan, organize, with the Mars and Sun making you being active, orientated, action physically. You are busy. You are literally busy. There is no sitting down. You cannot sit down. Lots of things need to be done. And I can see that you could also go through some self-undoing. Because what is happening with that Venus coming over your ascendant, it's wanting to make you relax, it's wanting to make you have fun, but you are in the mode of working, of being authoritative, getting things done. But this Venus says relax. So you could want to maybe drink a lot, to wind down. So just make sure you don't take some toxins or intoxicating things that could harm your body right now, because of that Lilith as well here. So be careful that, particularly between the 4th and the 5th, that these things could be a bit harmful. Maybe you get sick, around the 6th, you start to vomit and stuff like that. So just be mindful of what you do. And also, again, the self-undoing could come in a form of you now not doing what you ought to do, not doing your job, neglecting your own responsibilities, particularly between the 4th and the 6th, where that moon is, because sun wants to always support the moon and vice versa. So sometimes you could sacrifice your own responsibilities because you want to help, that emotional being opposite you. So just make sure that you don't sacrifice too much of your responsibilities because you want to be compassionate to other people. So that could be another form of some people committing things that work against them. So be mindful of this. And with the Mars and the Sun being, and Venus particularly, you could also be having a lot of people coming to you asking for directions, and you are ready to give those directions to people. And also you are very sure of what needs to be done, what must be said, because the Taurus ascendant is opposite you. So you are sure right now you're getting all the power to give the directions. However, I do see that between the 3rd and the 4th, there could be an ending maybe of a relationship. It could not, it doesn't have to be like an end, like I never see you again. It could be just that, there's somebody who's traveling and you have to be separated, a bit from each other. Or it could also be a contract that must be served right now, because Venus is all about contracts, or a negotiation that had started that now must be closed up as well. And or maybe even planning for your family, something must be wrapped up right now. So I do see that. And then when the moon moves into the 8th house on the 6th, going to the 8th right now, I could see that I do see that it would be supporting the matters of their marriage, your shared life, but not in a support of smooth talking or smooth planning. It's stuff that is forced to be dealt with. So maybe some mood swings that need to be talked about, some irritations when it comes to emotional expressions within the marriage, within the partnerships, shared life, all of these things. That is going to be brought up right now. Be careful of the blame. So you did this. No, you did this. No, I've done this for you. You've done this for me. All of these things. It can come up, but it must be dealt with because it is not so beneficial, particularly for you, for your own continuation. It could strain you and want you to change some of the things you were not ready to change at this point or at this moment. So by the way, I forgot to say, between the 2nd and the 3rd, there could be something that you're proud of that you do, or other people that are proud of that you've done. So that is coming up. That could be coming up as well. So maybe you help somebody and they are so thankful. They're just like, wow, they can't believe you did that for them. So there's that as well, whereby for some activity or something you say or something you do, you become you get those thanks or those great gratitude type of attention. So I do see that. And of course, just be careful with the 2nd and the 3rd. Be careful, obviously, always when it comes to having things done with mass impulse, heightened impulse on the physical actions that you do. Just make sure there are no mishaps that become critical right now. So, and of course, if you are exhausted, do relax. Definitely, right? Otherwise, the power is in you. You are the power right now this week, and do use that responsibly. And of course, I'll chat to you soon. Thanks. Now when it comes to the Sagittarius, you have a lot of things happening in your 12th house and your 4th house, or both houses. These are houses of privacy, and of course the Lord of your ascendant is in the 8th house, again another house of privacy. So you've been dealing with a lot of private or intimate things in your life, or you have been forced to keep some of the things very private during these times. And you know, with now the Venus having entered your 12th house here, what it's also bringing, you know, to you or to your attention, particularly when the moon is going to be there between the 4th and the 6th, it's going to render you to calm down or to soothe some of the things that have been bothering you, and loosen up a bit. So basically that's going to be the demand. But at the same time, most of you could also be very spiritual right now, trying to find means and ways to like find joy in your spirituality or through your spirituality right now. And of course, you know, some people could meet their loved ones in private, whereby people are still trying to search or date around it, see who they like. You know, a lot of intimate private sessions are to be expected right now. I do see that obviously we have the moon in Pisces, which is going to continue until the 2nd, and definitely requiring you to tend to your home life, what's happening with everything that is pertaining to your domestic life, your cars, your conveniences. But what's critical here is the point that there could be a demand based on your status and what you do for the community, whether it's career, profession, or just you're servicing the community. So there could be that responsibility requiring you to also give attention to that area. Now, because you know you're having that Jupiter in your 8th house, I do see you've been trying to balance things out, and many things have been getting out of hand, and you've been juggling between what you like and what you need to give up, you know, being forced to some extent to give up some of the things that you would have naturally liked to keep. So the sacrifices, the compromises that are beyond your control have been introduced to you. Now I do see that somebody could, between the 1st and the 2nd, your spouse or your partner or somebody from the public, like client, could actually give you some information right now that would solve some of your problems relating to the 8th house. So it could be anything that you're struggling with, maybe facing abusive relationship, abusive things, or maybe trying to go through the transformation in your beliefs, whereby now you are stopping to believe in one thing, and then this spouse of yours or somebody from the public, they come and they give you the information that you need. So you need to mind that. And also this will happen again between like after the 6th, like from the 6th, again, you could meet somebody who could also bring you this critical information. So do open up your ear or your mind, because whatever information they speak to you or they write to you, it could be literally even something that you read on social media that gives you the answer that you need. So be careful, or be attentive, be aware. Is the 1st to the 2nd, and also from the 6th and the 8th. Whatever you read or maybe somebody is saying to you, it could be solving your problems that you are having regarding to the 8th house. So of course, the problems of the 8th house, they differ. It could also be about sexuality. It could be about intimacy. It could be about your marriage life. It could be about, all the things, So of course, based on your chart, you would know exactly which problem you've been dealing with when it comes to your 8th house. So just look at these people, and then I'm telling you about all these hints, because they're bringing you the message that you absolutely need right now. Now, as I said, between the 1st and the 2nd, that moon is going to require you to look at your 10th house. Here, what I do see is that the battles that you have in private, that you've been facing in private, they are affecting your career, they are affecting how you appear in the public, or how you want to be perceived in the public, or they could be interlinked, like I do see that. So you put your ear on the ground and catch that message. The 2nd and the 4th become sensitive for you, because this is a point of your kids or fans, or your pleasure, your dating life, and for you this part becomes very important. You like this part, you enjoy it, you enjoy the kids, you enjoy having public life, you enjoy going out, you enjoy, this is the part, and it becomes sensitive now because it's going to be needed in to be judged in a way, like, are you doing it well? Are you planning well for this life? If it's the children, are you planning well? Yeah, are you organizing well? If it's your dating life, are you assessing the people you're meeting? Are you analyzing them correctly? So there could be those questions coming up now between the 2nd and the 4th. Now, what I do see though, when it comes to the 4th and the 6th, when the moon has moved into your 6th house, here a lot of information pertaining to maybe sickness, illness, dad's work, become upside down, like they literally turn upside down. If they were going well, now all of a sudden there's a hiccup. If there was a hiccup, now there's a solution. There's gonna be like a turn around of events, like sudden things that can be expected from the 4th and the 6th. Now the thing is that with the trine of Mars, Sun, Venus to your Jupiter, you at this point may be able to get support into resolving those issues as well. So a lot of hope is there for the ascendant of Sagittarius. However, as I said, I do see a whole lot of shuffling that you have been dealing with in private, and not a lot of people know about it, but in privacy you have been doing those things and dealing with them. So yeah, thank you. When it comes to the Capricorn life, this is one ascendant that has literally the gods supporting throughout, because what I do see for this week for the Capricorn ascendant is nothing short of grace, winning, just winning. If you're going to competition, you're just designed to win, particularly whereby there is a high competition, like there is you against somebody else, there's a prize to be won. Capricorns are designed to win this week. And I also do see that a lot of people will see you rise up from your position to the next position. They will be wowed. They look at you, they say, oh wow, he's doing it, she's doing it. A reputation is increasing right now. Your actions are being seen, your braveness is being seen, you're being appreciated. People are seeing the work that you've been doing, they are appreciating it, they are seeing it, they are wowed by what you've done. You are being chosen in competition, you are winning. It's a rapid rise that is arriving for Capricorn right now. A lot of courage is needed though, because I do see that you could have a pride which, if it's not controlled, could lead you into disappointment in the near future. So just be mindful of your pride not getting into the level of arrogance. So just keep it to pride, and the honor is yours. Definitely you are very courageous, you feel it in the air, you wake up, you see this point I've been wanting to reach. is just here now, or is just so close to me, excuse me. And I do also see there's a powerful charisma around you. You are so charismatic, when it comes to you, Capricorn. Normally you are, and a lot of Capricorns that I've known, that I've seen, that you should have seen, they obviously just charismatic, they look nice, they are beautiful people. But right now you are even more powerful, more charismatic. You are strengthened to win every battle that comes in your way. Now, what I do want to say is you need to be mindful of not offending powerful people, because these people could lead you into your downfall. So whoever has authority above you, who has power over you, don't challenge them, because they are also the people who are able to ruin things for you, ruin your confidence for you. So make sure you just don't cross any boundaries when it comes to powerful people. They are your gatekeepers. But as I said, very distant this week to reach the maximum high when it comes to the Capricorn guys. Wow. And you're just be mindful when you're working with weapons, or something that is dangerous. You don't, or maybe you're in a dangerous place, areas. Just take care of that, because also that power that you have, the charisma that you have, could attract the wrong people towards you, who see that greatness coming through and they just want to shut it down. So just be mindful of that. Take care of your surroundings and everything around you. However, wow, Capricorn, you go. Like, there's nothing much to discuss, even when it comes to the movement of the moon, starting in your 4th house, getting things done, domestic things done, being comfortable in having that done as well, very quickly, very abruptly. If you have some activity to do at home, a chore, you're ready to do it, you just you want it to be done as quick as possible. So I do see you may be busy from the 6th until the 8th with a lot of work, a lot of things that need to be done, but this week is yours. Now, when it comes to the Aquarius ascendant, now I do see that your 2nd house is and your public life. These are the areas of your stability, actually the areas of your security. So they're the ones that have been making a huge focus for you in your life, trying to make sure that you're secured in terms of material achievements of this world. And that continues as well to be a matter of luck for you, particularly with the Venus coming into your 10th house now. So there could be some favor that is awarded to you right now. However, there are people who are challenging what is going to be awarded to you, so just be mindful of that. I do see that when it comes to the 1st until the 2nd, the moon will be in your 2nd house. So definitely in the matters of home, family life, possessions, you need to deal with that, and you'll be able to do that actually. And what's very interesting here is that with that Venus getting into your 10th house, between the 4th and the 6th, there is a beautiful thing or beautiful news that you could be expecting to get in this time, because moon will be in the 4th house, and you also have that Venus and exalted Mars in terms of positioning, of positions, because there are degrees and all of that for exaltations, but in terms of just the position, the Mars here is good, and also the Sun is receiving direction of power here. So with the Venus as well, a lot of popularity towards you or towards your work. It could be something that you've been doing, or you've been trying to get a lot of people to gain. And now with the Venus, is becoming more harmonic, like bringing people to find pleasure in what you've been doing, and your creativity is also being appreciated at this point. I do see that you will be depending on your family support. You love your family, you enjoy being with them right now, and you want them to support you. And sometimes you could find that you live very far from them, or you have to be very far from them, but maybe because of work, but then you eventually have to come back. You are literally glued to be with your family during this time, or tend to them, even if you are in a foreign land, but there's something that needs you to tender to your family and give lots of attention to your family, and this becomes also your base of support in any case. So that's it for the Aquarius people, and thank you. Now when it comes to the Pisces, responsibility continues to call your name. You literally are just burdened or feeling overburdened by restriction, by expectations, either from yourself or from other people. So that continues in any way. I do see that between the 4th and the 6th at this time, there is a result that you will see based on what you've been doing, and it could also impact you physically. So just mind that between the 4th and the 6th, I do see that. And throughout the week, what I do see is you continuing to be able to endure, the structures of certain that has placed upon you, and most of you could also be feeling very restricted in terms of movement, whereby you feel like before you were able to move from one place to another, and all of a sudden now your movement has been restricted. So I do see some sort of confinement happening or continuing to happen throughout this week. So it could also be mental confinement, whereby you feel like you can't think much, your ideas are not coming, so that blockage could be coming, but you are now being pulled into placing every vision that you've had into a structural or into a practical way. That's what needs to, and that's the breakthrough that is expected from you. And as I said, it could be clear, the result from the 4th and the 6th. So you do also need to use some of the wisdom that you learn now throughout this period, because this is the wisdom that is going to earn you some sort of a way out of any hardship that you could be having. You are able to navigate quite a lot of stuff right now, a lot of people, because the Saturn on your ascendant is given that it's a 10th aspect to the 10th house, so it giving you the navigation ability pertaining to mass events, mass storms, mass things, mass challenges. So you have that ability to navigate these things. I do see that there are people who could be pulling you into their businesses, like into their affairs, wanting you to get involved, either to solve their issues or help them solve their issues, or just be careful not to take too much responsibility here, and sometimes you will be forced in any way, but make sure that you yourself, you can save part of yourself, right? I also do see that you just need to continue to be careful, for your safety, for your physical body, because with Chiron and Saturn together, it could bring some sort of exhaustion and, things that are heavy for you to deal with. So just continue to pray, because with that, certain here. And Karen, you need to continue with your faith, with your prayerful nature, using your intuition as well to help you whilst you apply your visions practically. So basically what's needed now, or continue to be needed, is awareness from you. I do see that from the 2nd and the 4th, you may be able to talk or have conversations, or be forced to talk actually about your money, your family, your values, passion. So you know that is happening because of the Mercury in your 8th house facing the moon that will be passing through at this time. Now what is interesting, or what is more challenging, it becomes that 4th and the 6th, when the moon is going to be in your 3rd house facing that cluster that you have, or that is transiting in your 9th house. So is there some sort of advice that you need to get, or you need to listen to right now, which could be very helpful to you? Now when it comes to your kids, because some of the issues that you have been handling are including kids. By issues, it's not always bad. It also means just undertakings that you've been dealing with, or include kids as well, because of the Jupiter being placed in your 5th house right now. But lots of support could be gotten from your dad, or also foreign people, or people who are like mentors, definitely here for you. And at times you may also need to involve your spouse in those communications, because that could be very helpful for you actually. So thank you. In that case, I must also say thanks to everyone, and I'll chat to you soon. Ciao.